Brother Malcolm said, education is the passport to the future.
It's the real talk. Yo, it's that real talk, an in-depth conversation, breaking down how the past affects our situations. P. Brown, something critical for your conscience, not that daily nonsense, not swayed by the sponsors. Yeah, I'm black, but my perspective not biased. One God, one race, with a message that's timeless. Online with the message for the mass. It's time to unify or stay divided and distracted.
Brother Malcolm said, education is the passport to the future. What's good, my brothers and sisters? I'm Percy Brown Jr. with Real Talk, coming at you all the way live. In about 5 minutes, that is, so let's get down to the biz. I know last week's episode was reflecting on Juneteenth, commemorating the freedom of enslaved blacks back in 1865. But here we are coming into the 4th of July weekend, our independence as a nation. July 4th, 1776, the founding fathers penned and signed the Declaration of Independence, and I'm going to use that document to reflect on this weekend and to give you something to hopefully talk about at your upcoming barbecue for the 4th of July weekend. So here it is. I'm about to take some quotes from the Declaration of Independence. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with one another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature's God entitles them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impelled them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Founding Fathers also go on to say that if this is denied by our government, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute a new government. These words were written as part of the Declaration of Independence. So what does this mean for black people and the nation as a whole? In October 17, 1995, Minister Farrakhan said this. He said the seal in the Constitution reflect the thinking of the Founding Fathers that this was to be a nation by white people and for white people. Native Americans, blacks, and all other non-white people were to be the burden bearers for the real citizens of this nation. And when we think about the framework of the Constitution and the mindset of our Founding Fathers, that has placed black people in a state of oppression for 398 years. And we've been subjected to these conditions, and at some point, you know what? The oppressed turn on one another. And what I'm talking about right now is internalized oppression. And I want our community or my community to reflect on this. And what is internalized oppression? Internalized oppression is when an oppressed group comes to use against itself the methods of the oppressor. And you know what? What have we been seeing in our community, right? When we think about the city of Chicago, all of the self-inflicted gun violence that's been taking place. Even right here in my home city, Madison, Wisconsin, been a part of this community for over 4 decades. And I've not seen anything like I've seen this year as far as the frequent shootings that have been taking place. And what are we doing to address that, right? But as always, I gotta hit you with some old school hip hop, right? And I gotta go back to Tupac. When he came out with Machiavelli, there was a song called White Man's World. And what did he talk about in the white man's world? And I want you all to think about this, my people, because you know what? Despite our oppression, our ongoing oppression, I think you need to hear these words that came from Tupac in relationship to the white man's world that we've been living under for 398 years. And it goes a little something like this. We've been here all this time, and they ain't took us out, and they can never take us out, no matter what they say about us being extinct, about us being endangered species. We ain't never gonna leave this. We ain't never gonna walk off this planet unless y'all choose to. Use your brain. Use your brain. It ain't them that's killing us, it's us that's killing us. It ain't them that's knocking us off, it's us that's knocking us off. And I'm telling you, you better watch it or be a victim. Be a victim in this white man's world. And in order for us to deal with the root of our oppression as a people, we must shake and bake the internalized oppression first, my brothers and sisters. And here's to my white brothers and sisters. Based on the charge of the Declaration of Independence, how has your two-party political system that's supposed to bind us together been working for you, my white brothers and sisters? All I've seen is a polarized and divided government for over a decade, and in my opinion, that's not working for the American people. So when will the time come when we will all confront our inconvenient truths as a nation? And have we entered a time when we, the people, must consider abolishing our current government and institute a new one that better serves the American nation as a whole? An America that is truly by the people and for the people. I hope you use this message to engage in meaningful discussion while barbecuing and enjoying family and friends over the holiday weekend. That's all I got for you. I hope y'all have a blessed and safe 4th of July weekend. And until next week, peace out and Godspeed to the change we want to see.
Real Talk is a subsidiary of Critical Consciousness, LLC, a company that helps school systems and companies innovate with a focus on diversity and inclusion. Real Talk is brought to you in part by Madison 365, executive producer of Real Talk, Terrence Jackson, CEO of Up Next Marketing Incorporated. Intro song performed by Keon Andre of Cadence Music Group and produced by Greg Dobie of Unideck Media Group. Follow Percy Brown at www.percybrown.org or on Facebook and Twitter at Percy Brown Jr.